All right, traders, a warm welcome. I thank you all for tuning in to this video. So today we'll be discussing on how can we trade volatile markets. So this is actually the case what's happening right now in all the countries of the world in all segments. Things have been extremely volatile. In these last 4 5 months, ranging from March to July, in the last 5 months due to the COVID-19 lockdown and the pandemic, things have been extremely volatile. They have exploded. For example, if you compare the movement of Nifty, from November all the way to February last year, it moved from a range of 12,300 all the way to 11,800. So it was a 500 point range that we saw in Nifty for the last 5 6 months in this period. And markets were actually staying range bound. They were opening flat every single day, or maybe a slight gap up or a gap down. But now, what is happening is that there has been so much volatility, so much liquidity in the market. And this is actually due to the reason there are so many new retail traders that have entered the space. In the last 4 5 months, people have opened so many demat accounts with brokers that a trading activity has increased immensely. And that is the reason, if you see, every single day you are getting a gap up. You get a big gap here, you get a big gap here, then you can get a big gap here, again and a gap here. So every single day you either get a gap up, you either get a gap down. And if you remember, people who have been in this area for a while, 5 6 7 months back, Nifty used to just move in a range of around 60 points or maximum, I would say, 100 points. But now Nifty on an average moves 100 to 150 points every single day. And that's what we have been witnessing in these last couple of weeks. And for all those traders who have just entered into this field of investments and trading, they are literally feeling that pressure. I totally understand volatility is something that's really good for traders, and that's actually what we are looking for. But what's happening right now is extreme volatility. Bank Nifty moves 700 points to 1,000 points, and we see that movement probably every single week, at least twice. And that was not the case what we were seeing a couple of months back. So all you new traders are feeling that pressure. So what do we do in such kind of markets? So I'll be giving you three rules today that I personally follow in my trading style. And because you have to understand market structure, market, the position changes. It doesn't stay stagnant. It changes with the way economy is progressing year after year. So now we have to change our trading style, our trading plan. It can't be the same what we had 1 year back, right? So I have identified three rules that we will be discussing in this video. So do watch till the end and let me know what you think about that. But before I get started, I want to answer one question that a lot of traders are asking me every single day. And that is, can I make good money in trading? See, you have to understand one thing before I answer this question. If you want to be a doctor, it takes years and years and years of practice, hard work. You want to be a lawyer, you want to be a chartered accountant, a CFA, etc. It takes you years and years of practice and dedication. And that's the same thing with trading. Trading is not a fast track, way to make money. It requires persistence, it requires consistency, and actually years of practice and knowledge combined together to get the results that you see people getting. So do keep that in mind. And without further ado, let's get into the rules how to trade in highly volatile markets. Right. Number one, you have to widen your stop loss. So what do I mean by that? Let me discuss. We all have recently witnessed huge boom in the IT sector. IT sector has broken out of that flag kind of pattern, and things have gone wild for IT sectors. And I've chosen IT company today. Personally, I'm holding this company as well, NIT Technologies. So looking at the 15-minute charts, rule number one says you have to widen your stop loss. You can't maintain the same stop that you had some time back. For example, we see a good 1700 level of resistance, a round number, and price is constantly testing this region and falling down. So it's natural for, when the price is tested two times consecutively, it's natural for all of us to again at this point make a sell position because we know it's a resistance and price is going to fall down. So if you see this example, earlier, what would be the logical stop loss like? So I'll use this short and long tool. So if I'm shorting, The earlier stop loss, that people were generally keeping earlier about 5 6 weeks back would be a good, let's keep this point as the target. This is a very good level of area of value. The stop loss would be something like this. I'm just giving you an example. So you could have a good 2:1 trade, and the stop is around 13 points. But now what's happening is you cannot continue to keep that same stop. So if I am coming again and taking a short position here, maybe 7 8 weeks back, you were keeping a 10-point stop on NIT Tech. But now if you keep that 10-point stop, target remains the same. That's all right. Target will remain that area of value, the support that we have identified. But I can't keep that same stop and have a 2.5:1 trade setup. Now, if I had a 13 rupees stop like 12 weeks back, 13 weeks back, I have to change the setup. Things have become volatile. If I keep the same stop, I am likely to get stopped out. So I will have to increase my stop, and now the trade from 2.5 to 1 is going to become a 1.5, or actually a 1:1 trade. So now to stare in this market, rule number one, you have to increase that stop. You cannot operate in that same tight, constraint of stop loss, because you are going to get stopped out because of increased liquidity and volatility in the market. I hope you understand this point. Rule number two. Let's move to the rule number two. The rule number two is actually correlated to what we have just done. Rule number two says decrease position sizing. Let me just show the same point that we discussed earlier. Let me show that and come to the rule number two. So if we again take the same example of this is the charts of TCS, by the way, again on the 15-minute time frame. I'm assuming you are an intraday trader. If you're not, you can look at whatever time frame that you're comfortable with and apply these same rules. So rule number two, if you have a 10-point stop on TCS, now you'll probably have to increase the stop on TCS because things are becoming volatile. Markets are going to try to stop you out first and then move in the same direction. And that's what exactly happened here. If you had a tight stop, you would be getting stopped out, but actually the selling position that you took was actually fully right. But it stopped you out first and then it moved down. So have a big stop loss. Rule number two, decrease position sizing. I have given some pointers here, and this is probably make things easier for you. So let's say earlier on the stock of TCS, I had a 10-point stop. Stocks trading at 20, I had a 10-point stop on TCS, and earlier I was taking a quantity of 100. So what's the maximum loss you can suffer on a trade? And that's around 1,000 rupees or 1,000 bucks, whatever currency you're in. 10 into 100. Now, if I keep the same position size, as I said, I have to increase the stop loss because things are volatile. So if I keep that same position size, my loss will be increasing because of high volatility. And I don't want that. Why is that? Because as a trader, we are looking for three things. Number one, either we want a big profit. Number two, we want a small profit, or we want a small loss. That's called stop loss, getting stopped out. But what we don't want is a big loss. If you are getting a big loss, you are actually not doing well. And that's actually human psychology. We, as traders, like to cut our profits earlier, and we let the losses keep on running. And that's what we don't want. We don't want a big loss. And that's the reason I'm giving you this rule number two. If you have a wide stop loss, if your stop loss is going up by 5 points, you have to decrease the quantity, decrease the position sizing, because you want the loss that you were suffering to be constant. So just to reframe what to do, because of the increased stop loss, we have to reduce the position sizing. An example, 15-point stop that we are keeping right now, quantity changes from 100 goes down to 60 or 70, so that the maximum loss we can suffer is again 1,000. This totally depends on you how much you want to decrease, but I am suggesting please decrease. This rule also applies on those companies which are posting quarter results. So right now we are having quarter one results of 2020, right? So for example, HDFC posted a result couple of days back. So if you're trading in HDFC, you know very well things will be highly volatile. Increase stop, number one. Number two, reduce quantity traded of HDFC. I hope these things are making sense, because This is something that is really keeping me sane in this market. If you don't have good money management, if you don't have good trade management, you are going to blow up your account. And a lot of people who watch this video are starting out trading, or some people are established traders. So what we want is to focus on not getting the account to zero. Go for consistency and aim for those good profits. Try to cut the profits and don't be greedy in the market. Let's move to rule number three. So the earlier two rules I've discussed are very simple. Have a big stop. Number two, reduce position size to control the emotion, to control that risk amount going into the trade. Number three, this point is really important for people who are in long term in the market, or also it's very good for your short term traders as well. That is, take entries at multi period levels. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For example, I have discussed this in my YouTube video a couple of weeks back. SBI at multi-year low. You can check it out if you haven't done that already. So I opened the monthly chart of SBI and we plotted the area of value, the support, and it comes to around 150 round number level. And this 150 level was not breached in the last 10 years, from 2011 all the way to 2020. It was a 10-year low, believe it or not. So this was a multi-year level. And if the stock price is crashing to this level, no matter what, some kind of buying pressure again is going to emerge. No matter what happens, because as you know it, that technical analysis or the stock market is based on the 80-20 Pareto rule. It's 80% psychological. So if people see the price crashing all the way to 150, which is a multi-year low for the last 10 years, some kind of buying is starting. And we had suggested in the video posted a couple of weeks back that buy SBI at 150 level. It's a level that's held true for all the while, and that's the reason we are in profit right now. So let me give you another example. This is a chart of Siemens. Personal investment again I've done on this principle. In the last example on SBI, we looked at the 1 month chart. Now I'm looking at the 1 week chart of Siemens. If you see, the 1,000 round number of Siemens is very important. Every week it's either held as a resistance or it is becoming a support. So if it is a multi-year level, this was one area of a false breakout. So if it's a multi-year level, you know very well that if Siemens comes crashing down to this price, you have to buy it. No matter what's happening in the market, this is going to be an area where people will try to come in, where buyers will try to be in excess of the supplying pressure. So try to enter where at the multi-area level, multi-period levels. So if you're a day trader, maybe look at a 1 hour level, 4 hour level, try to see what's the resistance like, what's the support like. So this way will also help you to avoid those wrong entries or volatile entries that you're getting stuck in as a trader. So just to recap what we've done, rule number one, increase that stop. Rule number two, increased stop means decreased position size. And rule number three, try to take entries at multi-year levels so to be safe and you can have a good tight stop in such a case because of that. So do remember all these rules. I'm personally following these rules in my everyday trade, and this is going to continue. The volatility, the liquidity in the market that's gone up so much is going to continue for the next couple of months as well till the situation stabilizes. So do follow these rules. I want to give a shout out for this video. The inspiration has come from Rainer and Mark from UK Spread Betting. So do check their channels out as well. I hope you like this video. Do subscribe, like, comment, and share this video so we can increase the reach and touch the trading lives of many people. And I'll see you next time.